8 birds, 1 family, and most people can only name 2 of them. By the end of this video, you'll be able to identify every corvid in Britain. No birding experience needed. Corvids are the crow family, some of the smartest, most adaptable birds on the planet. You'll find them everywhere, from your back garden to the highest sea cliffs in Britain. We're going to go through all 8 species you can find in the UK, and for each one I'll give you some simple things to check: size, beak, behaviour. Stick around to end for a full side-by-side comparison you can use every time when you're not sure what you're looking at. Let's get into it. First up, the Carrion Crow. The one most suspicious when we think, that's a crow. It's all black, medium size, with a sleek build and a shorter, thicker beak. You almost always see it alone or in a pair, not in huge flocks. And that harsh repeated caw, caw, caw is one of the most familiar sounds in the British countryside. Here's everything you might not know. Carrion crows are one of the few animals on Earth known to use tools. They've been filmed dropping nuts onto roads, letting cars crack them open, then waiting for the traffic light to turn red before swooping down and collecting the pieces. Then we have a bird that confuses people as well as scientists, because taxonomically they put it in with a carrion crow, then not, then back and forth, but it is the hooded crow. It's the same size, same shape as the carrion crow, but the colouring is completely different. A grey body with a black head, wings and a tail. Think of it as the carrion crow's two-tone cousin. You'll mainly find it in Scotland, especially the Highlands and surrounding islands, and across Ireland itself. It's rare or absent throughout most of England and Wales. And the interesting part, where the 2 species range overlap in a thin band across Scotland, hooded and carrion crows actually hybridise and interbreed. But the hybrid offspring are often less successful at surviving and breeding, which is why the 2 forms have stayed mostly distinct rather than blending into one. The rook is easy to mix up with a crow at distance, but there's one giveaway: a pale greyish white patch of bare skin at the base of the beak. The beak itself is narrower and more pointed too. Rooks are highly social birds, almost always seen in flocks, and they nest in colonies called rookeries. Look closely and you'll also spot shaggy feathers around the top of their legs, like a pair of feathered trousers. And those rookeries aren't temporary. A single one can hold thousands of nests built in the same trees year after year. Some rookeries in the UK have been in continuous use for over 100 years. And now for the biggest bird on this list, the raven. Where a crow is medium sized, a raven is genuinely huge, almost buzzard sized. Look for a heavy, powerful looking beak, shaggy feathers under the throat, and in flight a distinctive wedge or diamond shaped tail instead of the fan tail of a crow. And instead of the caw, listen for a deep, deep croaking gronk. Ravens though, they're seriously intelligent. They can mimic sounds, including human speech and other animals' calls. And studies suggest they're capable of planning ahead, training an item for a better tool later. That's a skill once thought to be unique to humans and great apes. The smallest and stockiest bird on this list is the jackdaw. You look for a pale grey nape around the back of the neck and a striking pale, almost white eye that really stands out against the black plumage. The call is quick chattering jack jack, which is exactly where the name comes from. You'll often see them mixed with rook flocks. Jackdaws mate for life however, and pairs stay close together year round even within a large flock. They're also known to communicate intent to each other just through eye contact, which is probably why the pale eye evolved to be so noticeable in the first place. The species you're least likely to stumble across is the chough. It's a coastal specialist, found mainly on the cliffs in Wales, Cornwall and parts of Scotland and Ireland. But it's completely unmistakable when you do see one. Glossy black plumage with bright red curved beak and red legs. In flight, watch for their acrobatic tumbling and fingered wingtips, and listen for a loud "chough" call. The chough actually disappeared from Cornwall for decades before returning to breed there naturally in 2001. A real conservation success story. That red beak and those red legs earned it a permanent spot on the Cornish coat of arms. The common magpie is the easiest bird on the list to identify. Bold black and white plumage, a long wedge-shaped tail, and in good light you'll catch an iridescent blue-green sheen across the wings and tail. Listen out for that harsh chattering rattle, almost sounds like a machine gun, and you usually spot them in small, noisy groups. Magpies, though, are remarkably self-aware. They're one of the only non-mammal species that can recognise themselves in the mirror, a test usually taken as a sign of genuine self-awareness. Last up, the most colourful corvid in Britain, the Eurasian Jay. A pinkish brown body, striking black and blue barred patch on the wing, a black moustache stripe, and a flash of white on the rump as it flies off. Eurasian Jays are shy woodland birds. You often hear that harsh screeching call before you ever see one. Jays play a surprisingly important role though in our woodlands. A single jay can bury thousands of acorns each autumn to eat later. And then it often forgets where they are, and these can grow into new oak trees. Eurasian Jay makes up one of the UK's most important accidental tree planters. And it is a bird that's often mistaken. You'll see pictures online of people confusing them with the American blue jay. But as you can see, a completely different bird. So let's put that all together. Next time you're not sure what you're looking at, just run through this checklist. Not all black, and in black and white, that's la magpie. If it's pinkish brown, definitely a jay. Grey and black, hooded crow. Red beak and red legs, gotta be a chough you're seeing. If it's small, pale grey nape and a pale eye, definitely a jackdaw. Pale patch at the base of the beak, and it's a bit in a flock, rook. Is it in very small groups? Is it solo? Is it sleek? Completely black? It's likely to be a carrion crow. If it is a beak with a bird, and it's noticeably bigger than all the rest, with a diamond-shaped tail, then that's your raven. That's all 8 corvids you can find across Britain, from garden regulars like crow and a magpie to the specialists like the chough and the hooded crow that you only find in certain parts of the country. Let me know in the comments which of these you get where you live, and if you ever spotted a chough or a hooded crow, I want to hear about it because those two are genuinely special sightings. If this helped, check out my British Garden Birds Guide next, and subscribe for more identification guides like this one, and I'll see you in the next one.